guys, welcome back. Today we have something from Fredericksburg cast iron, made here in USA from Texas. They've been out for I want to say over a year now. I hadn't checked them out until recently, and I did see that they did come out with another product, which I was very excited. It's their 14-inch comal or cast iron griddle. But let's get into this unboxing. This unboxing is going to be something just quick. I will do a cooking review in another video, but for now we're just going to unbox these real quick. And as I mentioned, Fredericksburg Cast Iron Company. Alright, so let's get into the first unboxing, guys. I'll do the one on the top. Scooch this one a little bit away. Here we go. Now, one thing that I want to note right away, guys, is that the box is very, very nice. It's almost similar to what Smithy has, but looking at the pan, looks very beautiful. I do like that they include stickers as well. These are great for, I have a flask, one of those drinks, you know, those big old for water or anything like that. So those are, you know, those are nice, and I place those on those containers that I have. But anyway, going back to the cast iron. So, wow. First thing that I noticed is that it is extremely heavy. Nothing else, I think, presented into the box. Alright, guys, so very, very, very heavy. Holy moly. I think this is probably the heaviest 10-inch skillet that I've held. It's heavier, definitely heavier than Smithy. Let me just grab my scale real quick, guys, and then I will show you. Alright. Let's put it into pounds. Here we go. That's ounces. Here we go. 7 pounds, 9.2 ounces. So that is almost 8 pounds, guys, just for a 10-inch. Usually that's the weight of a 12-inch. Now I do have a comparison here to make with the versus a Lodge, similar size. So let's see real quick. Yeah, so similar in size, but let's see the difference. So 7 pounds, 9.2 ounces on the Fredericksburg. As I mentioned, very, very heavy. So a Lodge, same size, is only coming in at 5 pounds, 1.0 ounces. So technically 5 pounds, almost even. That is 2 pounds heavier. Wow, that is heavy. So as I mentioned, I think the 12-inch from Lodge weighs about that same amount. But anyway, from edge to edge, not including the pour spout, we're looking at 11 inches from edge to edge. Cooking surface, we're looking at 8.5 inches cooking surface. And the wall height, we're looking at close to 2 inches, so about 1.75 inches. So pretty deep. And as I mentioned earlier, the side walls are very sloped, which is actually a very nice addition to the way they designed this skillet. So those are the dimensions, guys. Very, very heavy. So I think it probably has to be the heaviest 10-inch skillet that I own, or pretty much out there for that matter. But let's get into the one spout design. The handle, the helper handle, it's actually fairly large. So I mean, this is definitely going to be very useful if you're trying to pour something out, because I think that's what they meant it for. So if you're holding it and you're ready to pour something out, oils, gravy, any kind of liquids, I mean, this is going to help out, because you can almost kind of, you know, hold it in this manner and pour your liquids out with really good, sturdy, movements. So that I do like. I do also like the fact that it only has one pour spout. That's almost a throwback to a vintage cast iron from the 1800s. I've seen a lot of gate marked skillets that only have one pour spout. And as I mentioned, you don't see that very often, so this is a very unique design element that they have going on with Fredericksburg. So we're gonna take this off real quick so you guys can see the finished interior. Now, one thing that I did notice is that their seasoning isn't fully like I feel like there's little spots, like splotches here and there where seasoning didn't adhere very well, but it does have sharp edges here. So it is obviously milled, but these edges on the top here where the CNC machine, milled it, it's still sharp. I would have liked if, they would have rounded that out or filed it down. That would have been nice, but sharp edges here. And the same thing that I can see from the bottom, they also mill the bottom so that it's completely flat, which is very nice because I do use this on a glass stovetop. So very flat down here, but also very sharp edges, not smooth or anything, hasn't been filed down. So I do wish that they would change that and possibly just file that down, but that's just nitpicking. So guys, as you can see, made in Texas, USA. So Fredericksburg Cast Iron Company is actually, I think, a town or a city in Texas, Fredericksburg. So I do like that a lot. Texas style design is very, very nice. But one thing that as I mentioned, very, very heavy. The handle, it's almost very similar, I'll be honest guys, with a Field Company handle. It is a lot wider, possibly. Actually, no. It feels like it's a little bit flatter, but very reminiscent of the Field Company handle. So overall, I think it's a great design. Just the main thing that I don't like is just the weight. But this is gonna be great for going camping. I feel like setting this over a fire while you're camping, or this is heavy duty. I mean, I want to say one thing. It is made in Texas, and I feel like Texas just has to be, rough and tough and bigger. And I'm not trying to be, rude or anything of that nature, but that's just the way this skillet feels. It's rough, tough, and it's heavy. If you're gonna go camping, this is gonna be a great addition for your camping weight and just how heavy duty it feels. Now that's one thing that I also compared Smithy to, or I would compare this to Smithy, because Smithy is also very heavy, but actually I think it is a little bit lighter than this. So they're 10-inch skillet, but Smithy is just that will sear a steak like no other. I feel like this one is going to be similar to that. Now, one thing that I also want to mention is that the angle of the walls is actually very, very sloped. So it's not as Smithy has more of a almost 90-degree angle, versus this has a more probably like a 60-degree angle instead of a straight 90, almost a 90, and it really isn't a 90 on the Smithy, but it is straighter. This one has more of a slope to it, so that is actually a nice thing. And here, right where the cooking surface meets with the sidewalls, it has a great angle. I feel like if you want to baste, this is probably similar to the Stargazer, where you're actually able to fit a spoon here and baste your steak, salmon, chicken, or anything of that nature, and you want to be butter basting or any kind of basting. This is going to be, you know, the angle of the cooking surface and the sidewall. That angle right here is going to be great for you to spoon any kind of liquid, and that's something that I like. So I'm very excited to give this out a go. Now let's move on to the other item that I received as well. All right, guys, so this one is their comal for me, which is also a griddle. A comal would be something like for tortillas or anything like that, like sopes, huaraches, something that you usually need a good amount of cooking space. And right off the bat, guys, let me just set it down real quick. Right off the bat, guys, also a very beautiful piece. This thing is gorgeous. I wish it had handles. I have to move it to the side to pick it up. But as you can see, it's a great size. It's almost like a flat disc. So I want to say it's reminiscent of it reminds me of a pizza stone somewhat. You know, obviously without the lip, but pretty heavy. Obviously it is a 14-inch diameter comal. It's all been machined, so the whole surface has been machined. Number 14, as you can see, and the letters doesn't look like, so one thing that I noticed actually is that nothing's been casted on this. So I think it's just a blank piece of cast iron, and then they etch into the, you know, they machine the lettering, because that's what it looks like. They machine the lettering. It's not casted into the iron when it is poured. So I kind of like that as well. That's a very nice way of incorporating the name and their, you know, made in USA, made in Texas. So as I mentioned, this has also been surfaced machined, and I want to say then after that, then they go in with the CNC and engrave it. All right, guys, we're gonna measure the 14-inch griddle, and we are coming in at edge to edge 14 and a half, close to 14 and a half. I want to say 14 and 3/8. The inside, we're looking at cooking surface. We're looking at a little bit under 13, or a little bit under 14, so we're 13 and 3/4. Cooking surface is 13 and 3/4. That's on the 14-inch griddle. All right, guys, so one thing that I do want to mention is that the backside, it has been machined. You can feel that milling on it more than you can on the inside. So the inside has also been machined, but you can't really hear that. See, you can hear the difference. So that's the inside and the backside. So there's more grain, more texture on the backside than the front side or the top side. But overall, this is awesome. It's heavy. I highly doubt there's going to be any issues with cooking with this, and I am very excited. Now, one thing that I did notice is that it has little defects here as well. You can see that the seasoning kind of didn't hold on very well on these, or possibly it did, and whenever they ship these and maybe they stack them onto each other, they get a little bit damaged here and there with the seasoning, not damaged with the iron itself. But overall, a great size. But if I wanted to guess, I want to say about 8 to 9 pounds. So it is on the heavier side. As I mentioned, the biggest downside to this is just the fact that you can't really grip it, especially if you're trying to pick it up from a flat surface. You would have to scoot it and then pick it up. Overall, guys, I do enjoy these new products, and I will be giving you guys a cooking review with these in the near future. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll give you guys prices and information, website information, all in the description. And so if you guys are interested into purchasing Fredericksburg cast iron, I will set up a link so you guys can go to their website, check them out. You can buy these in a set, as you see here, or you can purchase these individually. Either way, I think they, so far, are great. I love how sturdy they are. I love how sturdy this looks as well and feels. So design-wise and product-wise, no issues with the cooking surface. Same thing with the griddle, no issues there. And I'm very excited to give these a go. So look forward to a cooking video in the near future. And with all that said, guys, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I will catch you guys on the next one.